Welcome to Global Village. We are airing today from the County of Newell building, and we are very honored to have two great people. Mr. Jeff, who's been here a couple of times, and very honored to have him back. And also Liben Joseph, who is the Inclusion Coordinator / HR. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Jeff, first, you want to make the introduction for Mr. Liben?
Yeah, sure. So Liben Joseph is our new HR Inclusion Coordinator. He started August the 8th. Comes to us from the lovely city of Edmonton. He has a Bachelor of Commerce degree majoring in HR, so good to have him on board. He's just out of school. He's a young pup, so we'll teach him the ropes.
There you go. That's a great introduction. Thank you very much. Okay, so Mr. Liben, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, as just said, born and raised in Edmonton, and Bachelor of Commerce degree and majoring in HR. I value education, health and wellness, and relationships with everyone.
There you go. So, well, again, I think welcome to Brooks, and you have a great person to show you around, and good boss, I would say. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, tell us about your early days in Edmonton, especially compared to today's. How was growing up in Edmonton? Because most of the immigrants that I know, including myself, we came to this country.
Right.
My kids were born here, but you were born in Edmonton. So how do you see growing up in Edmonton that time? Was that time diverse population? Was a traditional group of people?
I would say it's very similar to Brooks in the sense that it's very diverse. When I was growing up, it was different cultures from different places of the world coming together, living together, working together, and playing together. Mm-hmm. It was definitely very similar to Brooks. Just a lot bigger. Mm-hmm. That would be the only discrepancy. But other than that, it's very similar, I believe.
But during that time, during the school time, back in your elementary, was it the same concept of today's school? For example, today, if you go to any school, elementary in Edmonton, Calgary, Brooks, you have all these multicultural, different people. At that time, there was very little compared to today. That's what I meant.
Right. Well, personally, I went to an IB school, which is International Baccalaureate School. Okay. So it was very diverse in that sense. So I was lucky in that way. Oh. Yeah. So all my classes were very diverse, no matter what. Yeah. So that would be my personal experience.
So in Edmonton, they have international school. Then they have the public school.
They do have they have public schools, Catholic schools. Some hold international baccalaureate schools, mm-hmm. where it would be beneficial for students to take if they wanted to take an IB program in high school. Mm-hmm. And then that way they'd be able to, it would be easier for them to access universities in different parts of the world.
Wow.
So that was a nice little benefit.
But the curriculum will be the same?
Curriculum will be almost exactly the same. Instead of having Math 30 pure, mm-hmm. there would be Math IB. And the curriculum was very similar, just a little different aspects here and there.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, Jeff, you want to touch base with the last year achievement of the inclusion and the engagement. I think this year we have Taste of Nation coming soon in October.
Yeah, so last year we had I believe our fourth Taste of Nations event as part of our Newell Regional Expo hosts that event. Mm-hmm. It's kind of tied into the city's overall welcoming and inclusive communities initiatives. Yeah. And we also had some other events. We had a sledge hockey event going on. We've had National Aboriginal Day celebrations, Canada Day celebrations, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then this year, we have Alberta Culture Days coming up again, and it's September 30th to October 2nd. Mm-hmm. So Taste of Nations will be put on for the 5th time in a row. And during that, we have a talent show hosted by of BCIS, Brooks and County Immigration Services, and we have SPEC Association for Children and Families, doing a fashion show. That at that same time, it's from 12 to 4 p.m. on October 1st, and lots of events going on that whole weekend as part of Alberta Culture Days.
And dancing also will be part of it?
Yeah, you betcha.
Oh, okay. Okay, same as last year.
Yeah.
Very similar. Talent, dancing,
Fashion, yeah.
fashion, and then Taste of Nation, which is the food.
Yeah, the food we're gonna try to get at least 12 vendors this year, and they range from everything from vendors representing Mexico, China, Somalia. So
We had, how many we had last year? We had more
last
than
year we had 10, just because we cut some room back to fit the stage in there
Mhm.
in the Synovus Flex Hall.
Yeah.
So this year we're gonna aim for 10 or 12.
Yeah.
In previous years we've had up to 16, I think was
Yeah.
the max.
Well, at least you can add the South Sudanese.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have these good food, and we'll try to hook you, to connect you with also the North Sudanese. Same Sudan, but different culture. The South and the North, but very much similarity.
I don't think we've ever had Sudan represented in Taste of Nations, so I'm definitely willing to connect with
There you go.
that group in town for sure.
I think we talked about that sometime back, and that's the real people that can make that happen. So at least then you have the South Sudanese participation and others. So 10, 12, I think will be enough.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's more than enough. And we're going to have Lakeside Leisure Center.
It's going to be at the Synovus Flex Hall in the Lakeside Leisure Center.
What do you think the challenges of a diverse? How you going to encourage, for example, new Canadians to engage the community, in your own opinion?
I think it would be communication.
Mhm.
We all have to work together collectively in order to reach any objective. I believe that we're all a minority of one.
Mhm.
We all have different interests, different values, different personalities. And by reaching out to the community and volunteering and being engaged in the community,
Yeah.
we're able to find different people that have the same interests and those same values and those same personalities, and then reach those goals that we all can achieve.
That's a very good. That's a good, and I think the minorities or the immigrants have also should be participating also to the general community. They have to also be reaching back to the community, and that was the discussion we had earlier. Is as much as we reach them, they have to reach back and then ready to engage the community in terms of volunteering, engagement on events such as the Taste of Nations or any other events. So that will be all together in one basket. And I think you hit the nail on the head. That's a good reaching them and then making them comfortable. Some of them having a difficulty of the communication, I believe. So that's why they are not comfort to engage. Now you've been here, I think you can be able to engage them, but it takes time for them, and Rome was not built in one day, so it takes some time before we have this. How do you think, Jeff, coming back to the issue again of a inclusive of all community, do we engage also the disabled, for example? Are we?
Yes, we try as much as we can. I believe that we've held a couple events around sledge hockey, which Paralympic sport that we've done, wheelchair basketball tournaments. We do have the Newell Community Action Group in town who does a lot of work with persons with disabilities. So
That's very good.
December 8th is usually proclaimed by our city council as the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. I believe that's December 8th. It could be a couple days off on that one, but yeah.
Okay. What about the hockey that is is it September or October when the city has that hockey training or?
The Learn to Skate events.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to do that at least twice a year. Usually whenever we can get the ice time at the Centennial Regional Arena. We'll be looking at that. We're going to have a a welcoming and inclusive staff meeting in September here and look at dates for it to be held. Likely will be October, November, and then we'll do it again next March or April.
Oh, okay. No, that's good. No, that's. I think that's one of the things when I went back to Calgary that they have been showcasing.
Yeah, that's just one of our events that we invite newcomers, or really all residents of Brooks, to attend. If they don't know how to skate, they can come, try on skates, free skating times, helmets. We usually provide hot chocolate, donuts, that sort of thing. So just a way to get people that have never tried skating to get involved.
Yeah, I think, and I think how many years is going on now? I think a couple of years.
The third, I think.
Yeah.
Third year we'd be running it this year. Yeah.
Yep. That's one of the Gus was talking about. The hockey is very expensive game.
It is, yeah. I never played hockey when I was younger, but stuck to the basketball and soccer. But yeah, hockey seems to be a little expensive.
Yeah, because of the helmet, because of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or because you have to rent the space also.
If you're looking at actually playing hockey, yeah, you need the equipment. Especially if you're a goalie, you need certain pads and things like that. So.
And then you have to travel other areas.
Yeah, traveling pretty much every weekend.
Well, I think that in time maybe you become a good player like Gretzky and make a large amount of money. That's the dream.
Yeah,
but
anyone can do it. Yeah.
Sometimes that dream doesn't come, so it's very expensive.
Yeah, there are some programs within the community for Jumpstart, for example, that offers. That's from Canadian Tire, that offers assistance for families that may not be able to afford hockey, for example. So.
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, Libin and Jeff, both of you having a good education. How would you encourage youth to continue education, even though sometimes you feel difficult in life circumstances? But how you ask them to encourage them to stay school, to complete the education?
Well, I think education is important. I was always taught that information changes situations, and I strongly believe in that. To those that are thinking of dropping out, I want to say to them that often the hard thing to do is aligned with the right thing to do. And it's very easy to drop out of school and pursue something else or try to do something. But it's harder to face through those challenges and obstacles. Mm-hmm. And there are countless examples of people that faced challenges and got through school still. John Paul DeJorio would be one example. At 9 years old, he was selling newspapers to support his family while still in school. And now his current net worth is $3.3 billion. So I strongly believe that if John and countless number of other people in similar circumstances are able to do this, that anyone is able to do this.
Wow. That's inspiring, I think. 9 years of age, selling newspaper just to survive and support the family. And today, what, 3.3 billion?
3.3 billion.
Wow. That's a very good encouragement. I think that's sometimes ups and downs you find difficult. Jeff used to live in Lethbridge, away from the family, I believe.
Yeah, I went to the University of Lethbridge.
Yeah, away. You don't have a family there.
No.
Yeah, so it happens, whether you are close family, proximity, or away from the family, it happens. But you continue education. I think that is the best thing to do. Same thing with people coming from outside. I think we encourage them English as second language, because learning the language will give them also foundation to integrate people. If you don't speak the language, then it will be difficult for them. They will not have that encouragement to get involved with the community. What do you think the Brooks Diverse Ethnic Group, which was done, I think, first year was July this year?
Yes.
Was somehow, I have been there that day. Mayor Perry Morishita was there. Both the co-founders of the Brooks Diverse Ethnic Group, I think, Mr. Fathi and Gurbet, they were here earlier.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah, and they mentioned that you guys had a meeting for putting this stuff in May, or so. How do you see having all of them in one time, like Taste of Nation, which I suggest to them, and they said that would be a great idea.
Yeah, no, I think I didn't have the pleasure of attending that event, but I think it was held on July 30th.
30th or 31st, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was from the Brooks Diversity Ethnic Group, and they hosted that Diversity Day in Brooks here, and had a nice march from the Leisure Center over to City Hall, and they had some song and dance.
Yeah.
From what I've heard and the pictures I've seen, they have a group on Facebook. From what I've seen, it turned out to be a really good first year event, and they're looking forward to doing it next year with a little bit more partnership with the City of Brooks. So we'll be working with them next year, and I think we might already have a date set for that one too. But
yeah, I think they mentioned in May.
Okay.
But the suggestion was would it not be a good idea to have them all in, for example, with the Taste of Nations, Alberta Cultural World will be more effective that way? That was just, and they said that would be a great idea, and I told them to get hold of Jeff. But I think to have them, otherwise it will be here, there, here.
Yeah, I think part of it was during the Taste of Nations, that's based on Alberta Culture Days, and I think that group wanted specifically a City of Brooks Diversity or Culture Day.
Okay.
So they wanted, it's kind of along the same lines, having dance, having music, celebrating Brooks's diversity and multiculturalism. And yeah, if there was any way that we could involve them in both, celebrate Brooks and celebrate Alberta, we do that exactly with Canada Day. We invite different ethnic groups to participate in celebrating Canada Day. So I would see no reason not to combine the events. So.
Yeah, because then you will have more input from different groups one time, more energetic, more preparation for all of the group, rather than having a July, then you have May, then you have all that, then you have June, you have the rodeo also.
That's right.
And then you have the medieval.
Yeah, that was this past August.
Yeah, August. So
August 6th,
you don't want to be able to burn their own timing, but if you have less events, I think then you will have more people to engage. So the idea was put forward, and they liked it. They said they will see if that could happen, and I think that might be something that
for sure.
Yeah, next year too. So do you still going to have the Taste of Nations the same area of last year, or are you thinking of this area of this this area?
Yes, it's going to be in the same spot as last year in the Synovus Flex Hall at the Leisure Center. There is some construction going on. We thought about doing it out at the Centennial Regional Arena. There's a little bit out of town. There is a hockey game the night before, so that limits us in setup time. Next year, though, we might have the opportunity of hosting it in the new field house that's going to be inside the Lakeside Leisure Center. So,
Wow.
And that has a lot more room than the Flex Hall. So that could be really good.
So will the Lakeside Leisure Center be complete in next year?
Yeah, it should be done beginning of March 2017. The Leisure Center should have a new library, should have a new field house. So everything, as far as I know, is on schedule to be opened up in March.
Wow. So April Chamber of Commerce might be able to have.
They should be able to have the Chamber of Commerce in both Flex Hall and the field house. So
Yeah. Because this year they had a very tough time. That's what I was told. So because of the distance, I think most of the people were not able to participate.
yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it when it was out at the CRA. I thought it was the outside portion was kind of cool.
Yeah. No, that's very good. So, Mr. Lieben, so how you find your couple of weeks staying now in Brooks, and how you find the people friendly, aggressive?
Definitely not aggressive. Yeah, it was very friendly. Yeah, it was very welcoming, very accommodating. So far, I've had a great time. I can't really complain. And I look forward to working with the community and just achieving new goals and new objectives.
Oh, that's very good. So does Edmonton have, I know it's a large community, but do they have some sort of a community engagement in different areas, or they have in one? For example, in Edmonton, because it's a large community anyway. It's 1.7 million, I think, 1.6 million people.
Yeah, I think we're just a little over 1 million people.
Okay.
But yeah, we have very different communities throughout the city.
Yeah.
So we have Ellerslie, Riverbend, Millwoods, and within those communities there are different populations within those micro communities.
Mm-hmm.
And we do our best to communicate within those communities and strive to achieve a common goal. So yeah, I guess you would be right.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine, Jonathan, the GPS guy, and he lives in Edmonton. His family lives in Edmonton, actually. And I think they have, according to him, a international fair, or what's called
Heritage Days?
Heritage
Yeah.
Days.
Yeah,
He said, I have never been there. I'm trying to be there one time.
yeah, it's a phenomenal event to go to. There's hundreds of thousands of people that visit that festival. It's a 2-day event.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually in the first weekend of August, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's every single culture you can think of, and they all have booths, lots of food, lots of good food, and lots of dancing. Yeah, there's lots of events that usually happens within those 2 days, and every single community gets to engage in that and experience different cultures and ethnicities, which is great.
So it's called Heritage Week then.
It's Heritage Days, so it's only 2 days.
Oh, it's only 2 days.
Yeah, I wish it was longer.
So is it on the street then, or is it a park?
Yeah, I believe it's in Horlack Park, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very large place that it's held in.
Oh, okay. So every group, they have their own booth, and they have their own food, and it's just having fun with every ethnic group.
Exactly.
Okay, no, that's good. So is it the ethnic groups or also the mainstream?
I believe that's just every single culture that's available,
Okay.
that is there. So you'll see France, Germany, Somalia, India, Pakistan. You'll see pretty much all those different cultures, and they all have their own booths and are able to celebrate with each other.
Yeah, I think they see that a Canadian probably a booth for the culture. When we had the Taste of Nation, for example, we had Tim Hortons. Yeah, as a Canadian entity of food, because I think the Canadian food is hamburger, McDonald's. It's different areas, different places. Yeah, it's not there's no national food that I can think of other than the McDonald's, I think.
I guess there's poutine. Poutine, yeah, that could be one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In Quebec, I think they have a different one. In Quebec, they have a national food.
Maybe we'll try to look at something else for Canada. Although I do like Tim Hortons there. I really, yeah.
Well, I guess, or the what do you call that? The syrup, that the maple syrup.
Yeah.
That's a pure Canadian one. Hmm?
Yeah, some waffles. Someone could make some Canadian waffles there.
We'll be cooking.
Yeah, well, we'll do a booth.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea to have some sort of a genuine Canadian one. I don't know about Alberta have same thing, or Canadian maple syrup or something. Maybe have a booth. Tim Hortons is good, but we just need to add something this year. I think we just need to add. So what's your final thought of encouraging, for example, the volunteering sector of the youth to volunteer in order to have a time, put something back to the community? What would you advise to the youth, or in general newcomers, new Canadians, for volunteering? Because I don't know, you were born here, but most of the people that come from Africa or Asia, for example, volunteering is not in our vocabulary. And that's something that I've been saying in the last guest also. So how would you think we encourage, especially youth, new Canadians, other people who live here, they know the concept of volunteering. What do you think, knowing that you were born here from immigrant family from India, how would you encourage kids or others to volunteer? And the value of volunteering also.
Right. So if it's not in the vocabulary to begin with, I think we have to understand why it's not in there and why it is important. And then that way they'll be able to value why volunteering is so prominent in our culture. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I believe just education and actually showing them and leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
Getting them involved from the beginning.
Exactly.
Getting them to own the event that's going on. Probably go a long way.
Yeah, like they have to come up with something, and then for us to encourage them. Mm-hmm. No, that's a very good point. Like Brooks Diverse Group.
Yeah.
That's a prime example.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's a very good. I think if people own something, they feel proud that they came up with something. And you could not believe when they were here, they were so excited talking about their invention, creativity of the program. She did not even mention that she's BCIS until I mentioned too. She was more to the Brooks Diversity program, which is good. So
yeah, for sure.
Supporting them, what they create, I think that's a very good example.
Definitely.
And I think encourage them for every way and shape that we can. But thank you very much, and we will hope that you to stay for many years to come until the age of 55 or retire probably here like Dennis did. So, but yeah, welcome again, and we hope to see you more often to the community, and we thank Jeff that have the right person, and we hope you will be the right person and continue working with the community, not only for the community, with the community.
Perfect.
And if there is anything that we can help, please, Jeff knows how to get hold of us, and we will be very happy to engage.
Great.
Thank you very much, Liban.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We just leave the difficult questions next time.
Okay.
We don't want to stress you out.
Nice and easy.
Thanks. Yeah, this was the end of the program today. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope you will join us next time, same time. And we appreciate the county giving us the opportunity to air the program today from the county. And we are very honored to have both Jeff from the city HR manager and Liban, inclusion coordinator for the city of Brooks. Until then, God bless you, and life is too short. Don't stress yourself. Ahmed Kasim, your host.